Hello YouTube, this is Xsampl. I just want to show you my little chicken egg timer Redstone invention. So let's just quickly go over this. Now we've got a breeding cell for chickens. They sit on top of here with a block of water here, and they lay eggs into this unit here. The eggs are filtered down through a hopper into this dispenser, and once they match this dispenser's output through these two comparators, it'll fire off a signal which will then open this piston, which will then allow the eggs to be fired from the dispenser into your containment unit. Now, for the sake of noise and escaping chickens, I'm putting mine straight into lava. So let's quickly have a look at how this works. So let's say we are a chicken and we're on top here. Let's lay a few eggs. So we got 16 in there, another 16, another 16, and another 16. So we should be able to now fire off our piston. So let's take a look. We've got 4 stacks of 16. Whoops. Eggs. There we go. Piston's fired. It's opened up. The circuit is now triggered to fire out the chickens. And once it reaches 0, it'll switch off and then reopen this piston. There we go. So now we're no longer firing eggs through the out of the dispenser. So it's really simple. Now I have found a bit of an issue with these dispensers and comparators. They don't actually quite match up the signal. So we've got 4 stacks of 16 in here, and we've got nothing here at the moment. But if we put in not redstone, let's put in 2 stacks and then get some more eggs. Eggs. It's like making a pavlova or a bunch of omelets. Okay, so if we put in 3 lots of 16, we are getting close. Now if we start putting these in, let's see if I can get a position where you can actually see if that comparator comes on or not. Well, you better see the bottom right there, that'll light up. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so they're not exactly matching signals. Now I guess that's either a bug or the output is calculated by a variable and then rounded. So if you have say 5 stacks of 16, then you'd have 4 stacks of 16 and plus another 10 eggs would actually fire the system off. So there's a bit of an issue there. So you might as well just put 10. 3 stacks of 16 and 10. But for my purposes for growing chickens, what we need is 3 stacks of 16 plus 10 eggs, and that will give us enough time to actually make chickens grow to their full to adult chickens. So let's just have a look how we make this thing. Now, do I have all my bits and pieces in here? Kinda, not really. Swap these eggs for the comparators. Got heaps of comparators. Here we go. Let's try this for starters. So I just put my dispenser on a block just so I can get off the ground. So we've got nothing in that one yet. We need a comparator coming out of this. So this is going to test our signal coming out. If we put something in there now, let's put in just a standard block. It puts out a signal. Right, so then we put another block down here, another comparator going into this comparator. So now this comparator is going to test the signal coming out of this dispenser and the signal coming into itself to check to see whether or not it will output a signal. Now that dispenser can be facing in any direction. Now we're going to put in here our 16 eggs plus 10. Basically it's the same as putting in 2 stacks, but because I've said before that sort of rounding issue thing, it just works with 16 and 10. So then what we need is some kind of feed into our dispenser, and that would be our hopper. So let's place a hopper on top. There we go. Done. Right, and now we've got an output coming out from this comparator, and you can put a block here and then use the block to power something, but I like to put a repeater in. That changes the weak signal back into a strong signal, and then that gives us a reasonable output to use. So we're going to do that. Come out here a few blocks. Now this is what is going to be driving our switch, our piston switch. So it's just a simple piston switch. So we're going to put a piston here, and it's going to fire out. Actually, we've got enough room. Yes, I do. It's going to push this block out once these two signals match up. So we're waiting for this dispenser to output a signal which is exactly the same size as this dispenser, and when they are equal, it'll fire off a signal out this way and then fire this piston. That's what we want. Now for the other side, we want to know when the dispenser is empty, and all we need to do is put a comparator here facing out this way. If we put an item in there right now, we get a signal coming out from that dispenser. So therefore, if it's powered, there's items in there. When it becomes unpowered, it is now empty. So we're going to use that to our advantage. What we're going to do is we are going to place a block here and then invert that signal. So now when we have an item in there, this torch on the right hand side here will turn off, and that's what we want. So you don't want to have a signal when there's something in there, because when it becomes empty, we want the signal to be active. So there we go, it's now active. So we bring our line out this way, and we need a piston to push back our block, which is that block there. We also need something to let's just finish this circuit here. So we just put some redstone wire through there, and there we go. So that's off, and it's pushed our piston back, push the block back. So if we put an item in here, it'll open up. There we go, perfect. Now what we need to do is make our signal go through to the dispenser to fire off our items, and I'm just going to do this simply with just a redstone torch, which is always on, pushing a signal through this block. When it's open, it'll come out through here along this line and into the dispenser. Now the reason why I've put these repeaters down here is that if you have a open redstone signal here, like a redstone wire here, it can actually power this and fire off your items out that way. So you'd have chickens firing out that way and out the front at the same time. We don't want that. So there we go. That's pretty much it. So now when we have the same amount of eggs, which matches what's in our dispenser here, so that those two signals match up, it'll fire off a signal, open that up, it'll start firing off our items, and then we're done. So that's pretty much it. There you go. That's the egg timer, and what its purpose is for is to allow chickens which we've fired out of our dispenser to grow to a full age, so they become adult chickens. And I've worked out that if we have the actual real amount is 14, but since it thinks it's another stack, it might as well just be 16. 3 stacks of 16 plus 1 of 14 is enough time, based on averages, to allow all the chickens that have been hatched to grow to full adult age before this whole system refires. Alright, so there you go. So if you want to see this in action, my chicken examples over there, check out my my 100% efficient chicken cooker, the industrial one, which is in a link below in the description, and you'll be able to see this all in action. But I just wanted to show you my little redstone invention here, which is the chicken egg timer, and that's how it works. So this is Xsampl. I'm out of here, and enjoy your redstoning.